Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dungeons D-Pads. I'm Sombreon, and I'm here with the Vault King.
I am the Vault King. Yes, I am.
He is the Vault King. He is the Vault King. And as you remember from last time, we were doing a bit of grinding, and I was kind of pondering because I don't think everyone wants just to see us grinding over and over again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do one more bit of grinding, and if that's not enough, then well, bollocks. I don't want the entire series to just be nothing but grinding. Now, do you, Vaults?
No, I don't want anything grinding. I just want to get close enough to 40 that we can at least hold our own, because I think we're about 35, 36, so one more should put us about 37, 38.
Indeed.
I believe the next couple areas are 40. Yeah, I think the last couple of counts we had were 40, and then the other route is also at 40. So we're looking at
well, yeah, I believe the next boss is around 40, so hopefully we'll be strong enough. If not, then oh dear. I don't want to do grinding all the time. We probably got to 37.
Yeah. Congratulations! Our spike ball took down your spiky bug ball.
Yes.
We have the Suspirious spiky sphere.
I remember when Body Slam was incredibly powerful in Gen 1. That was one of the best normal type moves in the game.
Body Slam.
The funny thing is, Body Slam, due to a glitch in Generation 1, you can't paralyze the normal type with Body Slam.
Yeah. I've always liked Body Slam just because I think the first iteration saw its animation. It's like Body Slam, aka belly flop. It's still technically a Body Slam.
I mean, they are flopping to crush your spine.
Still a belly flop attack.
Yes. I mean, a belly flop from a Snorlax would be enough for a body slam. Just roll over and it'll crush you.
Oh, I love Snorlax. I've said this enough times. I love that big round tubby bear.
I mean, it's nah. It's not really my favorite, honestly. I have to be honest. There's just
That is fine. I'll take all the Snorlaxes for me.
all for me. You can't have any. Go, Broccoli.
If I didn't already have a shiny when I was doing my shiny hunt list to get one of every type, which yeah, I have one of every type, so I'm not shiny hunting anymore. I would have gone for a Snorlax.
I mean, you could go for a Munchlax.
Yeah, I was tempted to do that just because I like them. There's nearly a Snorlax on almost all my teams. In fact, I caught my Snorlax on Arceus early because I saw that immediate air. It's just like, I'm catching that now. I know it's not the best option to go for it now, but I'm going for it now. And eventually it paid off. Took a while, but then it was still military area.
If you can get a powerful Pokemon in your team early, it's always worth it.
Oh yeah,
it makes the early game a lot easier.
Yeah. Oh. I loved that big, and that big boy was in my team the entire playthrough. I put in a lot of work.
Oh come on, Quillfish.
Secret power. What's the secret? Spin.
It'll likely paralyze us. No, not that time though. Spin!
Spin for secret. You can't paralyze what's already paralyzed.
Yeah, you can't break someone's spine that's already broken. Was that a double knockout? I think it was.
Possibly. Curlier's not exactly tanky. They're quite flimsy. They hit hard, but they're flimsy.
Yeah, they are glass cannon. I mean, when they evolve into Gardevoir, they are a lot more built. I mean, people could put that in a very different light, considering how many people like Gardevoir in a certain way.
Yeah, I just always liked it as a Pokemon, and not that way. Which is strange, because normally, well, you've seen what I like on Twitter.
Void is kind of horny on Twitter, but Volt's yeah, I'm actually surprised, honestly, considering how much he likes.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
I like ladies. I'm not going to apologize.
I mean, I like lasses too, but I'd rather
Yeah.
not be. I don't really use my Twitter to be horny on men.
I just need an excuse. I'm just being an artist. I'm observing art. That's good art.
Yes. Art. Okay.
I can both observe and appreciate the art and be horny. I can multitask.
I mean, more power to you, I suppose. I mean, the main reason I don't really like that kind of stuff on Twitter is because my niece follows me on Twitter and she's actually 14 today. Happy birthday to her. But yeah, I'd rather not her see that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, I'm fortunate that my family either don't know what Twitter is or don't care and don't really use Twitter.
I mean, I bet they use bloody Facebook though.
Yeah, but I don't use Facebook.
I don't use Facebook either. My parents do, my sisters do. I don't like it. I feel it's just it's a void to fill in the vacuous lifestyle.
Yeah. I'm mostly just YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch now.
The only social media I ever use is Discord and Twitter. That's it.
Oh yeah, and Discord. That's actually the one I mainly use because I use it to actually talk to you people.
Well, yeah, that's actually how me and Volt are talking right now. I wish you could be in in the room with me right now when we could share controllers, but sadly, he lives on the other side of the country. So,
Yes, and I've not quite perfected teleportation technology.
I mean, one day we'll probably will meet up.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I'll probably have to drive down to you because I think out of the group I'm the only one who both has a license and a car.
I mean, and probably. I mean, Heel can drive, but he lives in a different country entirely.
Yeah, I was going to say he has to get across the water first, so does the car also function as a boat?
I mean, he'd probably happily cross the water if it's getting away from France.
And the spike ball's angry again. The hyperball meters actually go down very fast because the spiky ball keeps getting angry.
If we didn't have your Quagsire, I'd be tempted to keep the Quillfish in the party. Because Quillfish really did work.
Oh yeah, it's definitely putting in the points. It's a good, you're a good boy.
It's a good bullfish. It's a good bullfish. Shame I can't evolve it into an Overquill. It's a boy. Though you never know. It could identify as a girl.
Oh, and I love it when the poison finishes the job.
I never asked it. Oh, very nearly there, Quillfish. Whenever I see it like that, it looks like Reggie just has a Quillfish for a head.
Spiky head.
Argon, you're dead. You're dead gone. That's not even a rhyme, I don't care. Bedroll.
Because if you stay gone, it could be, this isn't the place for Lovecraft.
I don't want to talk to him again. I've heard about like Lovecraftian books, but I've never had the chance to really read them, unfortunately.
I've got the entire collection in my room, but I'm probably going to go for the Hans Christian Andersen books first because I've already done the Grimm one. So I'll go from going from German folklore to I think he's Dutch or Danish or it's Hans Christian Andersen is from roughly that area.
Unfortunately, when I was growing up, I had a choice. I had to have a choice because I wasn't very wealthy when I grew up. Wait, we weren't very wealthy, and it was either get this now or something bad happens. Basically, you want this book? Well, you can't have that. It's like, oh damn. I mean, I remember when I was a teenager, I had to sell so many games. I actually only recently got a lot of them back. Like, for example, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2. I used to have it on the GameCube when I was a teenager, but I had to sell it. And I only recently got that back up like 3 or 3 years ago. But yeah, it was not fun. It was not fun, my adolescence, at least when it came to financial. And then you see the kid. I know this is going to make me sound old, but you just see kids these days completely obsessed with their game consoles. And I know that's rather ironic considering what we're playing right now, but still.
Yeah. Well, it's just consoles. Reminds me of there's some weird stuff when the games came out recently from Gamescom. Have you heard of the Pikachu car?
Pikachu car?
Yes! Tesla made a Pikachu car. Except it's green!
Why would it be green? Shiny Pikachu isn't green. It's orange.
I know, it's just like, why do you pick a green car and it's the Pikachu car? Yeah. I think it was Bulbasaur, but it was like, nobody recognizes Bulbasaur, let's go with Pikachu. And it's just like, my boy got robbed again! Just like with the theme park where he was the only one on the board that was not on the stars that wasn't there.
I don't have that many plushies, but I would love to have a Chikorita plushie. Chikorita always will be, and always ever will be my favorite starter. I guess me and Volts kind of share something in common. We both love the grass types.
Oh yeah, I love the grass types, as well as I love using them and demolishing, because people go, oh, it's a bad type. No, you just don't know how to use grass properly. Let me show you.
It's just like, no, you just go for the sweepers. The boring sweepers. It reminds me of, I've seen loads of videos where people have, like, got this legendary team of six legendary Pokemon, and they get beat by a level 1 Aeron, and then they get mad. It's just like, if really, that's kind of your own fault.
Yeah, that would be accountable if you understood mechanics, but they don't. They just understand big numbers equal big hit.
That's a lot of people don't like that about more recent JRPGs, like Final Fantasy, for example. Final Fantasy 1, you start with small numbers and they slowly increase. But in the more recent games, you can do thousands and thousands of damage, and it's just like a teeny tiny chip damage to the boss.
Yeah. When I've seen the damages of the new stuff, it's just like, damage is incidental here. It doesn't matter. Matter just due to the sheer numbers. It's like, oh, I did over 10,000 damage, but the boss has 300 million health. It's just like, that's how big a number can we get, just to make it big and flash.
That's one of the reasons why I like D&D, because they're small numbers, but small numbers can be scary.
As well as there's so much more to it than just numbers.
Yeah.
There are things worse than that. There are things that can happen to your character that is worse than damage.
Yes, like getting petrified, for example, going into a coma,
Paralyzed, being shifted into another plane,
getting your brain eaten.
Yep, or go crazy and kill all your friends.
I don't know why, but I always Intellect Devourers is one of my favorite low-level CR creatures, and I don't know why. Like, a lot of people are like, oh my god, what are you doing? I'm just like, they're interesting. Because one of the main reasons is because they're a lot stronger than they look.
Oh yeah, they're like shadows, but the only difference is, they do have the cleric's ability built around it, which you shouldn't have a creature that's built around to be destroyed by one class in the first place. That's just poor design.
I mean, clerics can make you immune to Intellect Devourers. They can make you immune to their possession ability. But that's really it. Raise a leaf and surf. Neither will hit me. Hooray. Get drowned and cut.
I think they're already drowning with how much water's above them, at least the slacking.
And now season them to finish them off. I mean, I know you're supposed to cut the meat before you put it into the soup, but this works too.
You can cook the meat with the soup. That's how pork is made. You use the broth to cook the meat, although it's sliced thinly. But we just made soup.
I'm not really fond of pork.
Is it pork? I think it's beef with pho.
Ooh.
Pho.
Ooh. Oh, I had some beef mince a few days ago. Oh, that was... It makes... Like, sometimes you haven't had a meal for a long time, and then you suddenly have it, and you're just like, why did I stop eating this?
Yeah, I'm so happy to have actually had time to cook and make actual meals instead of just grab stuff out the fridge for ready meals.
Yeah, home cooking is far superior than ready-made crap. It's like, for example, like, I know a lot of you Americans like probably won't get it, but you can get ready-made Yorkshire puddings here, which is basically it's like a flat dish. It's a flat pastry dish. Wait, technically it's pastry. And make them yourself, or you can get the ready-made version. And the ready-made version is goddamn awful in comparison.
Oh yeah, I refuse to eat a ready-made Yorkies just because they taste wrong. I can't even explain. It's just this isn't right.
Yeah, they don't have that fluffy texture, and they're all like the ready-made ones. They're all like crispy and dry, and it's just like no, thank you.
As well as Yorkies themselves aren't particularly hard to make. It's not like it's a complicated dish or side. Some of them I can understand it's not as good, but it's complicated or resource heavy. When Yorkies, neither of those. They're cheap, they're easy to make, and don't require a lot of skill.
They are easily made, but the main reason a lot of people buy them is just they just don't have the time to make them.
Yeah, I can get that, but you often have Yorkies with the roast, and if you're doing the roasteries properly, you're gonna have time for it.
Oh.
And that is one of those foods that I love a good roast, but that's something I often find. If you're going to do a roast, do it properly. Don't half-ass it by going for speed. I've seen so many good cuts of meat, and so much of it just go to waste just because they rushed it. When it's roast is not a meal you rush.
Yeah, when it goes to a good proper meal, patience is key when it comes to a lot of meals.
Yeah, and some dishes more than others, because some you can sort of get away with rushing, especially if it's a quick frying dish. But other ones, no, you take your time. Especially since if you know what you're doing and do it right, you can often use that time to do something else. As long as you're patient and observant.
Renson. All this talk is just making me hungry. Speaking of which, I always, I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned this before, but my favorite dessert is actually rhubarb crumble. I fucking love the stuff. But the thing is, it's actually oddly hard to get around here these days, and I don't know why.
Yeah. I don't know why. I used to grow rhubarb at my parents' house. It's not hard to grow rhubarb. Or is it that expensive to grow rhubarb? It's not a difficult crop to obtain or grow.
Yeah, it seems difficult to get these days. I mean, maybe it's because of political reasons, but I'm not going to get into that. That's if you want to hear about that, we're going to leave that well alone.
Yeah,
it's not a good idea to get into that.
I've just gone off the fact that I just don't think a lot of people see it as popular or as hip as it would be, because there's so many things that annoy me with young people when they don't even try things. It's just like, I don't want to touch it. It sounds weird. It's like, do you have any experience or knowledge of it? No.
It reminds me of my nephew. He is such a goddamn picky eater. Like, you put anything in front of his, like, anything that's not crap in front of, like, pretzels and ketters and sweets in front of him, and he'll just turn his nose up and he'll refuse to eat it. He'll straight out refuse, and people will say, why don't you force him to eat it? And it's just like, you realize that can be tantamount to child abuse, right? Yeah, it's not. It's sadly it's not that simple, especially when a child is especially stubborn.
I think I remember a young brother trying that, but he got waited out. But that won't always work. My mother was very much you eat what I make you.
I mean, I was.
The only. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
I guess the only thing I remember him still not liking on Thingy, and even then I think it was when we hit it and stuff, it wasn't so bad, and that was mushrooms when he was younger, but he eventually come to like them, and that's because we knew it was because it was of the appearance and that it's a mushroom, because he used to hide it in his food all the time and he ate it. So it's a lot of times it's just because of what it is, and not actually the flavour or texture or anything about it. It's just mushroom sounds weird.
Not to mention, I believe a lot of chefs will say this. Presentation is a good factor. Like, what your eyes see, your taste buds will yearn for, or lack thereof. So if it looks horrible, their appetite will typically go down, regardless of how it tastes.
Yeah. There's a reason to say in the first bites with the eye.
Yep. Would you like to go to the air? No, I'm going to stop right here.
It's also why a lot of people say airline food is bad when it's just up in the sky. The food, your senses are dulled, so you don't taste as much, so it doesn't taste right. When it's the food itself is not the problem; it's the fact that your senses are disappearing.
That makes me sorry for those folk that have difficulty tasting things. Especially those that are getting on in years and their taste buds are starting to die. Your taste buds, like your hearing, can only last so long, and eventually things will start to taste bland, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think from a study, that's why it's shown that a lot of the elderly like a lot of the hard sweets and the ones that add quite a bit of flavour and sucking in last, because the flavour lasts a bit longer instead of the chewy sweet trees is gone in an instant.
Speaking of hearing deteriorating, do you know what the best way to get to make sure kids don't loiter around shops?
It emits a signal that
yeah, there's a you can actually get a certain shops can actually get a very high pitched sound that only kids people under, I think it's like 21 can hear. And it actually prevents kids from loitering because they can hear this high-pitched sound where adults cannot. Which is fucking genius, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, but I also know from when I worked at schools, it didn't work on everybody. In fact, when I was young, that thing didn't work on me. I didn't even notice.
Everyone's hearing is subjective. Volts, to be fair, you don't notice much.
That is true. Which is both a blessing and a detriment. Blessing and a curse. There are things that help. It makes me resistant to a lot of things, but also makes me not exactly reactive.
Now, what are we going to call this quillfish? We need to name it after a food. Ooh, I've got one. How about durian? Because it's like a spiky fruit.
Durian sounds cute.
Like a
durian.
What do you think? Like that, or do you have any other suggestions?
It's either durian or fugu, because I think that's the
fugu.
Fugu.
I feel fugu's a bit cliche.
Let's go with durian then.
Durian,
which apparently stinks.
Yeah, they apparently are foul. They're foul. They apparently smell foul, but they're very sweet.
Yeah, so makes sense that because it's water poison type. But in goes our stinky fish boy.
Yes. All right. Now let's switch them out, and then once we're done, let's go to try to. Once I get past the bloody bridge, let's go face Venus.
Well, you call it a bridge. I call it 2 planks of wood.
A bridge is a bridge. It connects two pieces of land.
I know, but sometimes it's just like, in my mind, there's actually a bridge, and there's just that is a structure you can cross.
I guess the Mantine's up next. Alright then, put you there. Durian, you go in here. How many shadow Pokemon have we got left? We've got Sudowoodo, Hitmontop, and Ledian. Yes, 3.
Or 4 if you count the one in the pie.
Yeah. Right, Manta. Do you have Swift Swim, don't you? You do. Shame we don't have a Rain Dance. Right, then, let's heal up and then let's face Venus. I think we have just enough time to do that.
Yeah, I think we do. Or at the very least get right up to the fight, because I can't remember if we stopped right in front of their door or close to their door.
There is one thing I do need to do. I need to make a shortcut. Just to make sure we can get to the under quicker. And if I remember correctly, the use a certain disc to get to the shortcut. Oh, look, I got pigtails. Right. Pyrite.
It's a little loud, can you turn it down? No! Go away!
Right,
Or even worse, you're still here.
I know, right? It's like, you're still here? Actually, before we do anything, how's our Pokeballs? Oh, we've got enough. That's
I
fine.
was going to say, we might want a few more Ultra, but apart from that, we're good.
Yeah, that's actually that's a good point, because I know what Venus has for her Shadow Pokemon. That's a good point. Let's stock up.
Yeah, we got plenty of great Pokies, so we just need some Ultra. Now let's go to the choo-choo train.
Choo-choo, Thomas.
I'm gonna say silly
Go ahead.
Pokemon developers and builders. For a train, you need tracks. Where are the tracks? Silly.
Oh, they would be very useful. Do I have anything to sell? Because, let's see. Because if I can just sell a few things, that might help. Let's see. Fuel, heal, spell tag, revive, ether, carbles, protein, match, hyper potion, poison bob.
What's our health? Just to see if super potion's still valid, or is it to the point where it's not really worth anything? It does 50. At least I think it's 50. Yes. Yeah,
I think they're just valuable now. Like any higher level, they wouldn't be any valuable. Like we're on that kind of teetering point.
Yeah.
Right. We will sell. Let's see. We'll sell these antidotes. I don't think we're gonna get poisoned anytime soon.
I love that. See, we won't be poisoned anytime soon. Next fight, poison.
I'm gonna keep them ice heals just in case. Just in case.
Ice is nasty, but we got 3 full heals, so that should be good for anything.
Should we sell these vitamins?
Do you plan on using them?
I mean, vitamins are useful, but this is story mode. We're not buffing ourselves up to be competitive, so I feel like the money is more valuable than the stat increase right now. I know people are going, what the fuck are you doing? It's just like, yeah, we need Pokeballs more than we need a little bit in stat increase, so we'll be fine.
I'm trying to remember, because I think in the handheld they still had an item limit in the bags, but was that still on the consoles? Because I think that ended Gen 4.
It's not in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think item limit ended Gen 4, but I could be wrong.
Right, let's get 10 netballs. Because netballs will be very useful. 10...
of course.
Timer
Water type being the most common type of Pokemon. You know, more than normal.
Type,
which is 3rd most common.
Get 3 of those. We'll get 2 nest balls. Nest balls are only really useful on low level Pokemon. I'll get 2 just in case we might need them.
And perhaps a few Ultra, because I think we got like 2 Ultra balls. Oh wait,
we got 5. I just bought more, so I guess that'll do for now. And let's have a look at our bag now. Items. Pokeballs. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that'll do. Hopefully.
Time to eat my smiley face biscuit. Wait, where did my smiley face go?
No, it's a sad face.
Yeah, but I got a pack of them BN.
Oh, the BN square biscuits. I haven't seen them for years. Like, I used to get them as a teenager.
Yeah, I bought them for that exact reason. I haven't seen them in forever, and it's just like, this will be a trip around down memory lane. And
do you still remember the old advert?
no. I just remember the biscuit. But then again, I don't remember most ads. I just remember the food.
You don't remember BN. You don't remember BN. BN.
Oh yeah, I remember him. The mascot I wasn't super scared of, but I did find him a bit weird and creepy.
I mean, a lot of mascots are kind of creepy. I mean, look at Sega. It's a giant blue hedgehog. That's creepy.
Yeah. Also tends to go fast a lot, and fast things can be quite spooky.
Right then, before we do anything, I need to go to this UFO. Please select the UFO disc. So we've got two discs here. We've got the forward disc and we've got the right disc. I'm going to use the forward disc first. There's actually, I believe there's an up disc, there's a forward disc, there's a right disc, left disc, down disc. There's 5.
Now into the big.
The reason I'm going off here is this right here. This lift will actually give us a shortcut to the under.
Boom, boom.
And with this shortcut, it'll save a lot of time. See, now it's on the map screen. It'll go straight to the under. Hooray!
Yep.
And I think that's a good place to end the episode. I'm sorry if we're blue balling you a little bit with that Venus fight, but we just want to make sure that we don't get our ass kicked.
Yep. Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Anyway, next time on Dungeons & Pads, we will fight Venus. At least we'll try to, won't we? We'll try to.
Time to beat up a celestial body.
Anyway, until then, it's goodbye from me, Player 1.
And me, Player 2.
We'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.